All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome to the Pop Confessional Bible Study. It is Wednesday night. You have gotten home from work or school or whatever you're doing on a Wednesday, and you got to make it to Bible study. It's time to get out and learn about what we just heard. So, again, I do have Bodie with me, Mr. Bodilicious. Say hi.
Hey, I'm Father Bodie.
Father Bodie. We are going to be dissecting, we'll be going over the album as much as we want, as much as we can, as much as we feel comfortable doing. And my goal is to kind of break it down by the tracks, really talk about what we found that we liked about them and what we didn't, if there is such a thing. Um, but I know that not everybody's taste is the same, so we'll keep it as neutral as possible. So, Mr. Father Bodie, Sir Bodie, Bodie, Sir Bodie,
Call me
let's just say
Priest Bodie.
Priest Bodie, PB.
PB.
Yeah. So I kind of really want to start off by thinking, wait a second, did I just hear that many tracks in just an hour?
Yes.
Like that was 16 tracks, really good tracks, tracks of good length, and somehow it flew by. It was just an hour's worth of time to listen to. That was great.
That's true. However, I will still say, and this is not about just this album, but generally, whenever I listen to any album for the first time, no matter how long, short it is, it still feels long because I'm absorbing everything in.
Hmm.
But I will definitely think that when I listen to this again, it's just gonna fly by. Especially if I'm doing something else or still paying attention to the lyrics, but it's the second time. I've already absorbed it. I can just enjoy it now.
If we can get the lyrics, come on, people, let's get some lyrics.
If we can
Let's get
get the
some lyrics.
lyrics.
Um, I would really like that. If y'all are watching, let's have some lyrics, people. I really, I really, really, I really love the fact that it starts off with "I Feel So Free." I think it is
It's
a
a
perfect song to start the album off with. The vibe, the ambiance of it just really leads you into it. I'm glad it was just, like a hey, 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 cheese kind of single, It wasn't really a single
Mhm.
because it was allowed
Yeah,
to build. And
introduced. Yeah,
this is something I have to say about this album is people railed her and still are about the promotions that she did, the way she went about doing it, the dates that she released her singles, the way she went about doing it. Like people have really criticized her, and I feel like the label is Warner now again, right? Warner's who she's with. I feel like they have really supported her in wanting to take the path she wanted to take, and I think that it paid off.
it did. I think she did it well. It's unique. Like nobody else does it that way still. But it's Madonna. She kind of gets you know, her way at this point.
I still wish she would do the sphere. I know she says she doesn't want to, but I still wish she would do the sphere because I can only imagine the visuals we would get for a Madonna concert in the sphere. It may be too much. I don't know. It may be too much. Um, but yeah, so I love that it started off with "I Feel So Free." We enjoy that song. We find ourselves singing that song quite a bit. So it's definitely an earworm that people kind of can't shake out of their head even when they want to.
Yeah.
um, Good for the soul. How did you feel about its placement, the transition into it, the song itself?
I felt like it was a good transition. It does hit you off immediately as this intergalactic, you know. sphere, you're ascending above, the clouds. It does transit. I feel like I feel so free, transitions into it very well. It's sonically. So I thought it was a good transition.
And you know
What about
me,
you?
and just to make sure everybody out there knows this, I am a dumb blonde sometimes when it comes to memories that are more than 30 seconds difference. So I'm going to say some things that may sound stupid, but good for the soul. That was the one where in the Madonna film, she was slapping on the table and she broke the glass and she got up and she started dancing on the table and the table was spinning around and stuff with her. And then the car chase was happening at the same time.
No, no, that was the Pussy Laser one.
No, because she went into a new song when she did that table where she slammed her hands down and broke the glass and she got
That
up
was
and
that was one step away. Yeah,
that was one step away. Oh, not good for
yeah.
soul. Oh, okay.
Good.
Good for the soul was the pussy laser.
Yeah, it literally the transition that happens is like underneath her vajayjay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's when she
father.
does. That's when
What am
she
I
does
able to?
the. That's when she does the thing like
Yeah,
this, and yeah.
yeah,
And she's
yeah.
like
And
20
then you're
feet
struck
tall.
by lasers coming out of places.
At least hers was a clear laser. She's been on her antibiotics.
Yeah, yeah. And it was like another planet or something. It's again very
I loved it. I thought it was so funny,
dystopian.
but it was also so interesting. And it got people
Yeah,
talking. And she's always known how to
it
get
did.
people talking.
It did. The
Um,
next song is, yeah, the one you were talking about,
One Step
One
Away.
Step Away. And
I
I know you
love that
like that one.
song. I thought it was great. I thought it was great.
Uh, yeah. And I kind of want to re-listen to it because, again, it was the whole thing, and I kind of need to take it all in again with lyrics, of course.
Yeah.
Um, I thought the film version or like the footage from the movie, corresponding to the song with the table and the car, I thought that was one of the best um, moments of the film for sure.
I agree. I thought it was that and Danceteria section
Yeah,
were like my favorite
basically.
parts of it. I really enjoyed
Easily.
those two.
Yeah.
And Benedict Cumberbatch, like I forever will love him for that. Um, okay, so then One Step Away
Speaking,
took us
yeah, bring,
into Bring Your Love. All of us are familiar with it. We've heard it, we know it, but we love it, and we find ourselves singing it when we're doing the dishes. When we do the dishes.
yeah,
Um, I thought it was a good transition. I thought it was a good placement.
yes. I can't really say much about it now other than release the Lucky Star mix. That's all I have to
We
say.
need the lucky star mix.
I'm glad we got three mixes. Yeah, three mixes for this song already. I would have loved for one of them to be the remix I wanted. But yeah, I think the other singles deserve more remixes as well because I feel So Free only got one and Love Sensation didn't get any yet. So I'm hoping that we're still gonna get remixes because I don't know what's in the future for this era yet.
Yeah, because and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Love Sensation didn't really chart much, if really
Mhm.
anything, higher than what was it, 50 or something. Um, and
It's
what
like
I saw
100K.
was the dance chart. She did score higher, but she didn't hit number one like the other two songs have done. And the dance charts are usually where she dominates. So that caused, clickbait articles that I saw and did not click on, but enjoyed the title. So I don't know how true that is, but I also saw that this is kind of not the case over in the UK, that people
Hmm.
in the UK are loving it and it's charting high on charts, iTunes charts or something. So I guess, you know, they've taken a
Yeah,
liking to it.
songs always find success in different countries, usually.
Yeah, yeah. So that takes us to Danceteria. Come on
Yeah, the main
now.
event.
Loved it. I loved it. And it was like a Vogue. It was very 80s
Hmm.
clubhouse. It was very,
Should we say it's autobiographical?
yeah, because she was talking about the people she knew and the things she was doing.
Yeah, we love that. Um, but yeah, very vo Vogue-like delivery, lots of names thrown, which is why I need lyrics.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just knows how to tell a story, how to make you visualize everything going on. The film um, footage accompanying the song just, helped it even more. Again, just one of the bangers on this album,
And
easily.
it's songs like that, just like with Vogue, that really do help propel other people. You know, with Vogue, I would imagine if Vogue was released today in the digital world, like people would have been
Mhm.
Googling, all the people that she was talking about in Vogue. And I have a feeling once people see the lyrics, they're going to be Googling all the people that she's talking about in
Yeah.
Danceteria. So, that's really good to help propel somebody, I would think. And she's always trying to introduce that type of art, that side of the art house, really try to get that out to the mainstream so people can look it up and learn about it for themselves. And I've always enjoyed that. Look at the
Yeah.
Hollywood video, you know. I personally love that video, but it
I,
was it
I
was it was cool because it made people say, "Oh, either that looks familiar," or "Who is that?" And I want to see more of them. And he's
yeah.
a photographer, but I always get, I think, him confused with a comedian, and I don't
Mhm.
know which one's right. So I'm just not gonna say
Understandable. I don't know which one you're referring to either.
it. I did enjoy Read My Lips. I was kind of already introduced to it, so it wasn't as much
Hmm.
of a surprise banger, but it is still a banger, I think.
Yeah.
The only thing is I'm still trying to figure out what I think about Fide. Fi.
Let us know.
Yeah, I will. I'll have to write that in once I know. Everything. What did you think?
Read My Lips. I think I easily, easily prefer this album version, obviously because it's
The
the
outro
full
was so
version.
much better.
The outro, the extra lyrics, like it makes a difference. Again, the FIFA version just feels like it's cut down for, you know, FIFA
Excuse me.
version, I guess. But the album version is complete. Like you let the instruments breathe, you get extra lyrics and because I think I said this in the reaction, but the I think the version in the film was the FIFA version or the cut or the edited version, however, because when I listen to the whole song, Fights gets a whole introduction. Um, you know, it's not just like cuts to him right away like it does in the film or the FIFA version. So I like that it's done properly, tastefully. That and of course I love that guitar
Oh God, that
coming
guitar
in.
was fantastic. Just at the
Yeah.
right moment. It was just like what you needed at that
Hmm.
time. Um, yeah, I thought that was fantastic.
Hmm.
What'd you think about
Next up,
everything?
Everything was one that I'm thinking. I need to listen to again because it caught me off guard a little bit. I need to go back to it. I'm kind of foggy on it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind
I
of not remembering what it sounds like now. Do you?
No, I'm having a hard time remembering it. So I don't know if that means I need a second listen or if it means I was talking during it. One or the other could have been the truth.
We
But
were, yeah, we were spoiled with the first six tracks because we had already heard them with the film and all, so they were easy to stick around in our heads. But yeah, it gets harder with the next songs for sure.
I will say I like Love Sensation more with its placement
Hmm.
in the album. I think it was a really good placement. And like I said, I like the song. It's just the choice in being a single was just crazy to me. But the
Bizarre.
lyrics and stuff are really good. Um, and I think its placement. I liked it before Love Without Words. I'll just say my piece with Love Without Words. Um, it was great. I could have had a 7 minute Love Without Words. I love that song. I thought it was such a good one. But yeah, I thought it was good placement for Love Sensation.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, I don't think you need to. Love Without Words is the one where it had the earwormy synth keys, right? That's the one.
Airwormy Synth Keys.
I'm not good at descriptions. But yeah, I think it is the one I'm thinking of. I loved Love Without Words. And
It was fun.
yeah, I obviously need to go back to it with the lyrics, but I would immediately know that it's going to be on repeat. But yeah, to speak about Love Sensation, I like Love Sensation. I've listened to it. I've pretty much everything we've heard up until the album came out, except for One Step Away, I've managed to sing on and off to you, and you can attest to that. It managed to be One Step Away wasn't necessarily an earworm because it wasn't that kind of song, right? Doesn't mean it's bad, but it was just not that kind of song that was necessarily earwormy in the way that I keep repeating it over and over.
Um,
But
it just didn't have as much exposure either, so it was hard for me to pick it
yeah,
up outside of that.
yeah, but like everything we've heard up until then, I've repeated. Love Sensation being one. So I'll admit it. I liked Love Sensation.
Yeah,
It grew on me. Yeah.
yeah, it definitely was a grower. Um, Whenever it came out, I felt like it also didn't have the hype. I felt like it kind
Hmm.
of snuck up on me. I didn't even really
Hmm.
realize that she had another single coming out that day. So it just felt like that one was kind of like the dismissive single, the stepchild. Not to say there's anything wrong with stepchild. Um, I just felt like it was treated differently than the other singles were. Um, ha,
Wait. Um,
what?
about Love Sensation, right?
Love Sensation or Love Without Words, either one.
Okay. Yeah, but can we talk about Bizarre?
Oh yeah, we can go into Bizarre. Bizarre was great.
Yeah.
Great.
I haven't listened to much, obviously, Martin Garrix. I'm not as familiar. I know he did, a lot of remixes, He's a DJ, right? He's a producer. I know he's done a remix for Your Body,
Oh, that's
but
right.
yeah, I can hardly recall, but I know he did that. I know he has a song with Troy as well. But again, I'm not familiar with his work at all. But I love this. His touch is clearly there.
Is
What
that
did
the
you
one that
think?
you also said had William or no Mirwai on it?
No, that's not it. That was just Martin and also Stuart Price. But no, it's not the one with Mirway.
Um, let's see,
It had other
school. Was it
writers.
school that had Nearway?
No, the one you're thinking of is Betrayal.
Betrayal. Um,
Yeah, the one
yeah.
with the horn and the
Oh
piano.
yes, yes. That one. Anyway, we'll get to that one in a
Betrayal is
second.
another one where yeah,
Yeah, we'll get to
we'll
that
get
in a
to.
second. Bizarre really was good though. It ended up having a fresher sound than I thought it was going to, and the fact that I didn't know much about Martin Garrix, but I felt like just from the clips that I had seen that it was going to be 2010s.
Mm.
And it didn't feel that way at all. It didn't feel that way at all. Hey, no scratching the chair. Okay, after Bazaar was School. What did you think about School?
Cool. Cool is another one that hit me off guard. I was not ready for it. I was like, who is there other than Madonna? Is there someone else? Is that just a vocal effect?
Yeah.
Had me confused. Another one I just need to re-listen to. I'm still not sure how I feel about it.
This whole
But
fucking
yeah.
album, I can't wait to re-listen to. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh
This
yeah.
is gonna be on repeat for a while.
It's gonna be on Spotify, it's gonna be on vinyl in one room and another playing on all formats
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
again, if y'all did not hear me during the reaction, um, Grinder, I got my confirmation email today for the two Grinder Madonna vinyls that I ordered. And then I also got the confirmation today from uh, Warner, I guess it was, on Madonna's vinyl store releases being shipped out today as well. So check your emails, check your emails. Okay, so School I thought was good. Didn't it also have a good guitar part to it, or am I mixing it up?
I'm not I don't think it had guitar. Like I'm trying to recall, but I think it was just mainly bass, like heavy
Yeah, it was the
bass.
last one I think of the guitar. I think is the one I'm thinking about. Um,
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
Fragile took me by surprise. I was not expecting that. I knew that she had that song written about her brother, but she really didn't sugarcoat it. Um, and I thought that was great. I thought that she allowed the song to speak to him as being fragile with all the shit he had been through, because he had been through a lot of shit, um, highs and lows. And I think that that's what made the lows so bad, is because he had seen such, high highs.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought Fragile was very. I really liked it. It's a well-written song. I feel like it's kind of lost on me because I'm not as familiar with Christopher, her brother. So it may not have um, made sense right away, especially without seeing lyrics in front of me. But like I got the message basically.
And it'll,
But I would
oh,
like to,
cat in my lap. And it'll make you go look him up too.
yeah, I'd like to also read between the lines, or at least the lyrics that are not the chorus that I can, only hear once, read once. So I know, what the song is about more and more, more and more.
I thought I had a really good production. I thought, sometimes when she
Hmm.
goes for those personal songs, um,
Yeah.
the production seems to be a little bit more stripped back. And
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good song.
Yes, and yeah, and about the production, I love that whenever majority of this album, she had the strings on a lot of the songs, and if you know me, you know I'm a sucker for strings. But especially for this kind of song, the strings were great, amazing. Same thing with Bizarre, I think. Yeah, just beautiful strings arrangement.
I agree. I agree. Um, and then there's My Sins Are My Savior with Stromae. I got
Mhm.
really confused because it sounded like there was another voice in the beginning, which was a female, and I guess maybe it was just Madonna's voice in a different sound or something. Because Stromae is a guy, and came in there towards halfway. But I thought it was actually a really good track. It gave that French flair to it, you know. It kind of gave that international flair that she always loves to bring into what she's doing.
Mhm.
And what there was another one that had a Latin flair to it, and I forget which one it was.
Is not Read My Lips.
No, there was another one that I thought had it was a slight Latin flair. I'll have to go back and listen to it again. But she loves to pull that in. She loves, even if it's something small, like the way I look at Don't Tell Me,
Hmm.
there was hardly anything Western, country Western about that song, other than the fact that the video and the single had her wearing a cowboy. But there was a small flair in it that allowed her creativity to spark further. And it was enough to make her want to give props to that and tie that into the image of that song. Um, well, I love the fact that My Sins Are My Savior had that French flair to it.
Yeah, because she had Stromae again. And I, that one I do remember that I liked. Again, kind of feels like a blur by now, but I do remember that I liked it. Um, but again, it's a very busy album, so it's a lot to take in. 16 tracks, or
It
at
really
least 10,
is.
since we've heard this for 6 or 7 of those. But yeah, like I would definitely looking forward to go back to that one. Um, and again, back to Fragile a little bit. We noticed on Fragile that there was another voice, or I noticed that there was another voice, but I couldn't tell what it was. I think it was, male voice. But that's why I went to look for on the lyrics, and I found out that there were vocals from her daughters, Esther and Stella, which again I didn't hear or recognize. So maybe another listen will
Well, you know,
reveal that.
she loves to involve the kids. It's child
Yeah.
labor. It's I don't know if it's her way of getting around having to pay people or what. Hopefully her kids enjoy it. I think they do.
Yeah.
But she always loves to involve the family.
Yeah, I mainly want to know in that song specifically because why that song, her brother's song? Why not any other song? So
Yeah,
it kind of feels like it's on purpose,
yeah,
and you know,
could
yeah,
be. That's something to dive into.
yeah.
Um, and then after that, we go to betrayal.
Oh, betrayal. Was not expecting that.
Um, I'm trying to remember betrayal.
It's the one that you were asking about with Maraway and that had Maraway
Oh,
on it.
that was so
Oh,
surprising. It was
yeah,
so
no,
surprising. I was like, this
stand
is
out.
interesting for sure. Like, I don't know if it's going to be a favorite, but it's one I can't wait to go back and hear.
You can. You remember, you saw my face during the reaction, but the transition either at the end, no, I think at the beginning of the song, the transition from my sins, my savior, to betrayal was very interesting. You can see me just looking all sorts of surprised and confused in a good way. But yeah, once that piano enters, yeah, I was saying like it's going classical all of a sudden, which is how I just describe anything with piano. Um, but yeah, and then the horns come in and it's another level.
I when it comes to the test, I was worried because I had heard Lola with some of her solo music. Or I guess I don't know if it's solo because it does. Is she considered with a band? I don't know if she has a live
No,
band or what, or if it's just her. But
I think she's solo.
okay. Um, but I thought that their voices did really well together. They blended really well. They complemented each other really well. Um, and I'm glad that they got to do that song. I thought that it was a really good song. It wasn't one that is like Little Star. It's more interesting to listen to because I think it was mother and daughter, grown up mother and daughter, um, and it had more attitude and more story to tell from Lola's side.
Yeah, I wanna go back to that one as well. Mainly because the lyrics, but also the production was like I know it's good, but again, I was not able to focus on both. So it was just a bit fragmented to me. So I need to just go back and piece it all together, hear it for the second time, basically. But yeah, I once the song started playing, I was just about to sing Little Star, and then she said Little Star. And I was like, okay. Because it's just the placement is uh, bef because Little Star was, I think, the penultimate track on Ray of
I think
Light
so.
too. And this was the same thing. And ends with Mergirl, and this album ends with LES. So it's too coincidental. Too much of a coincidence.
Yeah,
But
speaking of LAS girl,
mhm,
um, Madonna has spoken before about her experiences when she got to New York and how she
yeah,
was raped and um, repeatedly robbed and um, really the shit she had to go through being a young girl in New York in the 80s. And I can just imagine it because it wasn't a safe place in the 80s. That's why I would love to have experienced the 90s when things were getting cleaned up and shit. I'm
mhm,
cussing a lot. Um, she survived all that. She was able to survive that part of the New York lifestyle and still make something of herself. And I think that goes to the determination and the acumen that she has. She's always known if I want it done, I got to do it myself. You know, and she did.
yeah. Um, we already talked about how wonderful the guitar is on that song, how stripped back from the rest of the album, how it's just like the best way to close it, just like Confessions too. It's something or Confessions 1. It's something you've pointed out about Confessions 1 from the get-go is how that final track just, you know, ends it stripped back completely.
It's fantastic. It's a great transition and great juxtaposition of where you start and where you end. Um,
Mhm.
and whether because I know I've had throughout the years, I've had so many girlfriends and guy friends tell me that they love confessions for their gym workouts. they'll put it in and they'll go running on the treadmill and do their workout or whatever. Which I can see this one becoming another one of those albums. But it's that, you know, you gotta have that cool down at the end of it. And that guitar ending is just kind of like, all right, the workout's over. Or all right,
Yeah.
the party isn't over, but this cycle, this evolution of the party is done.
If you think about it, I think you can apply the same thing maybe to Confessions 1. I'm
Hmm.
not sure about this, but I think you could apply this to both. It could be like a reset where you transition from Ilya's Girl back into I Feel So Free. Same thing with the first album, I guess. I think that's possible too. It's just like it's a cyclical. Like it can just do it all over again.
I always think of it as because if you go to a party or a rave or something, you're going to get hour, 2 hours, sometimes longer of a DJ spinning before they change them out with somebody else. And they rotate them, and that's how you get your 2 hours on stage. And then if you're a headliner or something, you'll get longer. You can usually get like a 4 hour set or something. Um, and I think of these albums, these vinyls, of when it starts, are you ready to get, is that going to get people's attention to you as being the new sound? And whenever it comes to an end, is it going to be able to show that that was the end of your set? That this is the set that you're presenting to us tonight? And I think that this entire vinyl does that. It gives you the full gambit, the full run of the mill.
Hmm.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the album
One,
tonight.
I really did too. I can't wait to listen to it again. One last thing about LES Girl. I did feel like that guitar was reminding me for some reason for of Ray of Light. I was just imagining the sun rising, just like the video. I was getting that vibe, basically. You know, that fast life,
Hmm.
but again, the song is slower. But yeah, it was reminding me of Ray of Light.
I've noticed since Rebel Heart, she's been more retrospective and more willing to pull from her old stuff. And I think that there were a couple of times, Danceteria being one of the main times, where she was
Hmm.
looking back and remembering, life, how it was, or things she had gone through, or what have you. Which I think is why she needs to have the Lucky Star mix come out that she did of Bring Your Love. Um, but she seems to be now able to reference her shit without it becoming like an awkward, cut out of it.
Hmm.
But I really appreciate you, Bodhi. I appreciate anybody who has seen this or will see this, if anybody. um, but we really wanted to present something to you that was not just listening to the album, but actually studying it a little bit. And, going forward, we're probably going to have more notes and, more information about albums because we'll be exploring some of the older albums, not necessarily of Madonna's. I know those albums, but though we may explore them too. But I want to get into some artists, pop artists that I don't know, that I only know singles from. An example would be Michael Jackson. I grew up with him, and I know the singles, and I've never listened to his albums. So I want to do deep dives into these things and give the artists the respects that they truly deserve. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you in the next one. Anything you want to add to it, Bodhi?
Yep. I'm just excited for the journey and the artists we're doing.
Yay, me too. Me too.
Mainly Bowie.
Bowie. Well, thank y'all, everybody, and I hope you have a fantastic night wherever you are. And please go out and get Confessions, download Confessions, whatever it is people do nowadays with it, just do it and get it because it was a fantastic album. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.